I'm absolutely annoyed. I started recording and I was like a minute in. Luckily, I noticed and I wasn't recording at all. So we're gonna start this from scratch.
아 우리 이제 23 되는 거야?
셋 때문에. 나도 이제 생각났어. 22.
Okay, so wait, one sec. Okay, just let it.
근데
둘 되는 줄 알았는데. 아 23이 되는 거야?
넌 23이고 난 22이지.
I thought they were the same age.
오주인이니까.
Oh yeah, I remember. I heard this. That like if you in Korea, it's like a year ahead. Like Korean age is different to your, your normal age, but yeah, it's a year ahead. Cause I'm actually familiar with that because my family is from Turkey and that's how they do it as well. It's like a year ahead from what you are. So if I'm 27 normally in Turkey, I would be 28. Which is probably, it seems similar in Korea. So that's interesting. Okay, so let's continue.
현진 필릭스. Hi 영복.
Oh, that was his Korean name. I remember that.
현진 and Felix.
뭐야?
아 생일.
맞아.
March 20th.
아 근데 나 그때 진짜 감동받았어.
The thing I love about Felix is like when he speaks in Korean, he's like that fluffy boy. He's soft spoken and he's a bit like, I don't want to say reserved, but he's a bit soft spoken, right? Then as soon as he switches to English, Australian, but yeah, Australian English, like the accent, he becomes a lad. You know what? He sounds like a guy that I grew up with. You know what I mean? Like he sounds like the dudes that I grew up with. It's just so funny, like the massive switch in like personality almost.
그림.
아, 나 너 생일 선물로 준 거. 맞아.
Oh yeah, he's a painter. Forgot about this.
있다가 이제 12시 돼 갖고 내가 집 가서 그림을 들고 다시 숙소로 갔지.
아 근데 그거 얼마나 걸려?
You know, I like the vibe. You know when people dye their hair and it's got like black in the middle as well. I actually like that. Like I know people don't like it because they, like when people dye their hair, they don't like it when they have that. But I feel like it looks really cool when it's like black and blonde. I don't know, just a comment on that because they both have like their roots kind of coming out.
그냥 그림에 있는 그대로를 그리려 그랬는데 아 뭔가 그 감성이 안 사는 거야.
감성. 그림 그리는 게 어려운 게 생각을 많이 할 것 같아.
진짜 고민을 거듭하고 그린 다음에 이제 좀 이렇게 해갖고.
Please. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go back because I wasn't listening to what Hyunjin was saying. I was just looking at these two and this image right now very much give me the vibe of like a married couple. You know, like the way Felix is dressed, the way he's sitting, the way Hyunjin's sitting and like the way he's wearing his clothes. Like, please. Like Felix is like that typical, like he's typical like just husband sitting, just chilling. He's just like this, like his fucking leg on the couch, just chilling, and then you got Hyunjin like crossed legs, I don't know, I just found it fucking hilarious. Anyway, let's continue. Let me go back though, because I fully missed what he was saying.
어려운 게 생각을 많이 할 것 같아.
진짜 고민을 거듭하고 그린 다음에 이제 좀 이렇게 해갖고 너한테 주게 됐지.
그것도 되게 센스 있었어. 너가 이렇게 했었잖아. 그래 막 그 흰색으로.
맞아.
정말 살 수 없는 돈으로 살 수 없는 그 그림.
내가 그림을 선물해 준 거는 처음이었어.
그 용복이 방 들어가면은 이렇게 문 열자.
Okay, the reason I paused it is because as soon as I saw these three, right? We've got Han, Changbin, and Lino. As soon as I saw the way Lino's sitting, it's just like immediately I'm just like, how does a person exude such chaotic energy? Like even the way he's sitting, I'm just like, I feel like he's about to just be so chaotic. Like it feels like he's about to do something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe it's influenced as a result of the compilation that I watched previously on YouTube, but like. Just the way he's sitting exudes like he's about to talk shit. He's about to say something. He's about to attack someone. Like it's just so much, bundled chaotic energy radiating from him.
맞아? 그 여기 오른쪽이냐 왼쪽이냐?
왼쪽. 근데 되게 의미 있는 거다.
의미 있지.
현진이가 할 수 있는 정성을 들여서 할 수 있는
세상에 하나밖에 없지. 내가 계속 방을 꾸미면서 뭘 넣지? 그러니까 어떻게 꾸미지? 라는 생각이 들더라고. 내가 라이팅을 했는데 너무 비어 있는 거야. 아예 그냥 모니터만 있고 라이팅 있고 끝이었어. 내가 딱 너가 준 선물이 그 딱 맞췄어. 완벽했어.
취미가 원래 없었는데 게임도 안 하고 그러다 보니 그림을 좋아해서 나도 참 다행이라고 생각해.
난 그래서 나 그때 좀 궁금했어. 그림 그리는 거를
왜 빠지게 됐는지.
그 이유가 있어.
나는
갑자기 그림 그린다. 근데 너무 잘한 거야.
원래부터 뭔가 이렇게 생각이 많을 때 그냥
Yeah, he seems like a guy that's always been artistically inclined, like Hyunjin. He's got that vibe, right? He's got the vibe of like being that kid in like primary school, or elementary school for those of you in America and stuff, where like you would walk by his desk and he would just have a crazy drawing of like a dragon. You know what I mean? Like he's got that vibe. But yeah.
책상에 앉아가지고 그냥 종이 그때는 뭐 연습용 종이 이런 것보다 그냥 나 뭐 일본어 공부나 영어 공부하는 그런 노트 펴가지고 그래 막 이렇게 낙서를 했었어. 그러다 보니까 뭔가
Yeah, no, he's got that vibe, that doodling vibe for
그래서
sure.
이렇게 알아봤지. 어떤 걸 사야 되는지부터
어떤
그래서
걸
처음에는 이제 소묘를 해보고 싶어. 소묘가 이제 펜슬 드로잉
펜슬 드로잉.
그걸 하고 싶어가지고 이렇게 하다가 뭔가 또 갑자기 또 색깔 있는 걸 또 하고 싶어가지고
조금씩.
아크릴릭 그거 사서 하고 하다가 또 갑자기 좀 더 나아가서 오일 페인팅을 또 하고 싶은 거야. 그래서 오일
So my man tried
페인팅
everything
사고
before he got to
이러니까
like painting and stuff.
좋은데 취미의 스펙트럼이 넓어졌지.
돈 진짜 많이 나가겠다.
취미가 취미가 돈이 어마어마하게 나가네.
I was gonna say like all the materials for that.
취미에 약간 좀 뭐라 해야 되지? 적극적이라 해야 되나 둘 다? 약간
맞아.
용복이 형도 브라우니 만들 때
그치.
되게 막
Oh, yeah.
열심히 만들고 그러고
Felix is the
형도
baker.
그림 같은 거 그릴 때 웬만한 거 다 사고 하면서 되게 시도 많이 하잖아.
맞아. 새로운 거에 흥미를 좀 많이
맞아.
느끼는
약간
편인 것 같아.
둘 다 약간 그런 편인 것 같아.
똑같네. 아니, 그러니까 왜냐면 둘 다 약간 그 도전 정신이
맞아,
있는데 근데 그 도전을 하다가 뭐 하나에 빠지면은 거기다 올인을 해.
자, 요즘에 조던에 빠진 것 같더라고 용복이 형이.
아 릭스.
그러니까 또 얼마 전에
Why does that fit?
가져서
Like that fully fits. I feel like 100% Felix has that look where he is 100% a shoe guy. Like I don't know, there's just a vibe about him that he's 100% a shoe collecting dude. Like I could see that.
현재 똑같이 막 택배 엄청 많이 와 있어.
네.
그럼 막 브러쉬나 뭐 이런 거 막 이런 그림적인 그런 거 엄청.
Well, I'm sure they have the
많아.
money
그래서
for
막,
it. Like these men are
진짜 얘네
probably
뭐 하나에
very
스타일이 진짜
loaded.
올인하구나라는 게 확실히 느껴졌던 것 같아.
인테리어 디자이닝 너 좋아하잖아.
맞아. 원래 약간
인테리어
디자인하는
원래
거
하려고
좋아해가지고.
했잖아.
맞아. 원래 디자인하는 거 좋아해가지고.
내 어머님도 지금 인테리어 하고 있거든.
진짜로?
그래서 그렇게 사업으로 하고
Please,
있어.
why was he so surprised by that? My man was like, "Nani?" Like he was so surprised about that. Please, bro. I don't know. It's just funny to me.
너가 배우고 싶으면 내가 어머님한테 연락 드릴 수 있어. 엄마 현재 이거 인테리어 좀 관심 빠졌는데 좀 도와줄 수
그래.
있어?
근데 인테리어 디자이너는 진짜 뭔가
뭔가
그게 엄청나 나한테는.
보여줄게. 되게
스타일링 하는 거구나. 홈 스타일링 같은
맞아.
거.
어머님 진짜
I love
근데
Felix
잘
just.
어울리신다.
I love Felix
그런
just
거
hyping up
잘하실
his
것
mum.
같았어. 뭔가 예술 쪽 하실 것 같았어.
막 이런 거 이런 인테리어
내가 이런 거 하고 싶었거든.
맞아 이런 거
와.
막 파란색에다
색감 너무 이뻐.
Hyunjin is Felix's mom's
그림은
biggest
그리시지.
fan right now.
내가 생각했는데 어머니랑 너랑 되게 비슷하더라고 하는 그 취미랑
꽃도 좋아하시는구나. 나랑 진짜 똑같아.
똑같아.
야 그리고 이거 커플링.
맞아 커플링 맞아 이거 뭐지?
이거는 왜 내가 줬지?
그 반지 얘기하다가 나 반지 원래 찾고 있었는데 너가 딱 그러면 내가 반지 줄게
맞아.
그래서 깜짝 놀랐어.
그때 차에서 이거 뭐야 이래갖고 이거 얼마 500원짜리야 이렇게 하다가 너 껴본다 했었나?
맞아
그래, 내가
그때
너
사이즈
껴보고, 맞아
맞아
껴보고 그래서 나 2개 있다고 그래서 줄게 됐지.
맞아 되게 신기했어. 왜냐면 나 은 같은 거
You know what I realized? Felix and Hyunjin kind of low-key are like the same person, but in different fonts. You know what I mean? Like they're the same vibe, but in different like versions. That like when I look at them, like looks-wise as well, but like I think also like personality-wise a bit as well. Though Felix seems to be more reserved than Hyunjin. Not reserved, but like he's a bit more softer spoken, I would say. Just based on what I've seen so far.
새로워서
근데 이뻐 이거 진짜
진짜
은이랑
예뻐.
같이 하면
맞아.
이쁜 것 같아.
그래서 나 전혀 딴 적 없어. 그 이후로. 아 진짜.
약간 그런 거 좋아하지 않아요? 패션적으로
브랜드적인 거
물어보고 막
되게 얘기 많이
Yeah.
해요. 둘이서 같이 가기도 하고.
용호이가 뭐 사오면 야 너 그것도 언제 샀어? 맞아.
이쁘다 이러면서.
저도 언제 샀어?
그날이네.
근데 너가 엄청
야, 너 때문에 돈 얼마 썼는데 그때 와.
나 때문이야?
어머 야 현진, 너무 이거 사야 돼. 그래서
You have to.
이거 좀 비싼.
아 근데 예쁘다.
사야 돼. 그래서 근데 후회 안 해. 맞아 예뻤어.
Felix,
너가 만족하면 그래.
Felix be the fucking devil on Hyunjin's shoulder. He's like, oh, you gotta buy it, buy it, bro, buy it, bro, buy it. Oh, that's hilarious.
와, 매장 하나씩 다 사가지고 내가.
But like
진짜
Felix has that vibe definitely where he's like, I feel like if he wants something, he's like, okay, it's gonna cost me like $500, but it's like it is what it is. Like I'm like that as well, because like if I really want something, even if it's mad expensive, I'm just like, look, man, not gonna take this money to my grave. So I want to buy the things that I want, you know. So I feel it, I respect it.
너가 돈을 잘 아끼고
맞아.
나는 잘 쓰고.
맞아. 그래서 근데 아까 샀잖아 릴릭스야.
근데 웃긴 게 뭔지 알아? 쇼핑하면서 그 반대가 됐어.
Yeah, I'm like that. I'm like a mix, I would say. It's like if I'm like it depends. Like I'm also a big saver, but I'm also a big spender. You know, it's weird. It's like this weird mixture. Cause like, yeah. Like if I have a couple of weeks where I'm just kind of doing bad money wise, I'll be so tight for like 3 months. And then for the next 6 months, I'll be spending like crazy again on the things that I like and enjoy. But yeah.
많이 아꼈어. 왜냐 나는 그동안 너무 쇼핑
많이
했고.
샀었지. 내가 몇 개를 샀지 그때. 와, 야 쇼핑백 이만큼 들고 비 와가지고
진짜
또 쇼핑백
거의-
이렇게 짜고.
아 그날 진짜 플렉스 많이 했어.
아, 플렉스였지. 야,
너
재밌었어.
부모님, 뭐 어머님도 사주셨다.
엄마 가방 사고.
맞아. 그 진짜 멋있었어.
둘이 이제 약간 개그 케미가 좀 잘 맞아지는 느낌.
맞아.
예를 들면 현진이가 약간 장난을 딱 치면 용복이도 그 약간 재치 있게 잘 받고.
잘 받아주고.
용복이도
Telling you, they're like the
장난을 치면
same
현진이도 되게 재치 있게
person.
받고 되게 약간 제가 바라는, 제가 좋아하는 약간 그런 찐친의 그런 케미가 요즘 더 생기지 않았나라는 생각을 하고 있어요.
너 원래 진짜 장난이 많은 사람이거든. 너한테도 장난을 많이 치는 게
진짜.
너의 반응이 진짜 재밌어. 내가 너 기분 좋게 해주려고 그랬는데 이러면 내가.
맞아. 그 순간에는 내가 잘 삐지거든. 그래서 어떡하지 했는데 근데 시간 갈수록 생각하면 너무 재밌더라고.
그래.
내가 널 놀리려고 했는데 근데 너가 피곤하거나
맞아.
그래서 내가 아쉽다 타이밍. 그래서 이거 아닌데 내가 생각했더니
근데 옛날에는 내가 막 좀 약간 피곤하고 좀 졸려고 해도 넌 계속 장난쳤거든.
맞아.
그래서 우리 그래서 그때 싸웠잖아.
맞아. 그때-
싸웠다기보다는 얘기를 많이 했지.
얘기를 많이 했지 그때.
근데 지금은 뭐 그런
지금은
거 딱 아니까. 근데 나는 다른 멤버들보다 너한테 더 장난 많이 치는 것 같아.
그래? 내가 봤을 때
I feel like that's important. That's an important element of a human being. Like knowing when exactly to give people shit. Like some people have no understanding of like reading a mood and they just give you shit and then you end up absolutely just fucking dog walking them. That's what the amount of fights I've had with my friends because like you know, friends that I don't really talk to that much because they just cannot fucking tell when to be a smartass. You know, like you'll be in a bad mood, right? You'll be in a terrible mood and then this fuckhead will start giving you shit about something and then you just lose it. I got a short temper anyway. Like when I was like 9, I had a friend and I was in a bad mood. I forget what for. And he just started giving me shit because I was a bit of a chubby kid. So he was giving me shit about like my weight and shit, which is fine. It's funny, right? When you're in the mood. But I was so pissed. I ended up fracturing his nose because I punched him so fucking hard. I was 8 years old, so I did no limit on my temper at that time. But yeah, so I get that 100%. Knowing when to give people shit and joke around is vital in a friendship.
승민이한테 진짜 많이 해.
승민이한테 많이 하지. 야 승민이랑 너가 투탑이야 내가 봤을 때.
투탑.
다른 사람들한테는 나 장난 별로 안 쳐.
잘 맞는 포인트가 있어 둘이. 보면 장난치는 포인트가 약간 비슷한 것 같기도 하면서 그런 느낌이야.
맨날 현진이가 뭐라고 하면 헤이 자주 안 떤대.
약간 둘이 그냥 장난치면서 꽁냥꽁냥 막 스킨십 막 안고 막 연습할 때도 막 현지 누워 있으면 막 끼어 안고 막 레슬링하고 막 그러는 거 되게 그냥
약간
강아지들 같아.
They're just like
용복이 형이
puppies.
현진이 형을 약간 기분 좋게 해주려고 하는 게 딱 보여요. 행복이네.
오히려 뭔가
In this clip, like, not to talk just about my boy Chan as always, because he's my favorite, but in this clip, he looks so, like, just done. He just looks so tired. You know what he looks like? He looks like that dad that, like, had to wake up early and, like, hang out with, like, other parents. It's just, like, he's just, like, he makes making comments every once in a while. He looks so, like, look at my boy. Like, I'm sure that's not the case. I'm sure he's excited to be there, but he just looks so tired.
용복이 형이 현진이 형을 약간 기분 좋게 해주려고 하는 게 딱 보여요. 행복이네.
오히려
Like, look at
뭔가
him,
현진이가
please.
용복이한테 장난 많이 치던데 요새.
요새는 약간
맞아.
그런 느낌이야.
근데 릭스는 또 그런 거 되게 좋아한단 말이야.
맞아. 본인이 귀찮게 하는 거.
아 근데 내가 할 때는 안 좋아하고 현진이가 할 때만 좋아해. 난 많이 한단 말이야. 근데
형이 잘못했네.
내가 잘못한 거야.
뭐춤 스튜디오 아니면
They do not let my man breathe. They don't let him breathe, like, literally. Like, like he's just like, he's pouring his heart out. He's like, oh, Felix doesn't let me do what Hyunjin does. But, and
할
then,
때만 좋아해.
wait, look what
많이
Ian
한단 말이야,
says.
근데,
That's on you, bro.
내가 잘못한 거야.
They don't let my man breathe.
아니면 진짜 마마 그리고 연말 무대 이제 그런 콜라보 이제 무대들 있잖아. 되게 그런 무대를 볼 때마다 되게 자랑스러워. 왜냐면 내가 나갔으면 자신감 떨어져. 왜냐 혼자 나가니까. 이거 같이 나가면 재밌지.
솔직히 연말 무대 같은 경우는 이제 안무를 짜는 것보다는 그냥 배워서
하는 게
하는데
제일-
급급하니까 야 내가 하는 거랑 너가 하는 거랑 다를 게 없으니까 나는
그냥 많이
똑같아.
나가. 진짜 달라.
아야 똑같아. 그리고 너는 그 표정으로 압도하는 그게 있잖아. 나는 너의 가장 멋있는 부분은 나는 되게 무대에서 표정을 안 지으면 그냥 좀 심플한 무대에서 별로 안 멋있어 보이는 그런 거거든.
This guy-
아무것도 안 했을 때.
Hyunjin, mate. Is this guy? Are you serious, bro? You're telling me you're not? This guy is saying he's not special if he doesn't do something special. My man, you are the most beautiful creature in the world. Like, I think there's that, and you're also very talented as a rapper, as a singer, like as a performer. Like, so it's interesting that he seems to be a bit insecure about, like, you know, his own talents, let's say. That's the vibe I've been getting in this video.
나는 표정을 그래서 짓는 건데 너는 표정을 안 지어도 그 아우라라는 게 있어. 그래서 너가 어쨌든 뭐 카메라에 잡혔을 때 시선을 싹 압도하는.
I like how Felix like Loki can't
이제
take a
누나의
compliment.
스타일이 좀 있잖아.
Like he's like
알아.
as like Hyunjin is talking like good about him, he's like fidgeting, like he doesn't know what to do with himself. Just interesting.
키우고 그렇게 하니까 그냥 많이 자랐지. 우리 이제 동선 뭐 이제 정리를 할 때 너가 앞에 있으면 너가 추는 스타일을 잘 보여. 그래서 너가 이제 딱 끊을 때 아니면
Oh yeah, and his dancing
그
ability is
슬로우
crazy
거리.
as well, Hyunjin's. So
그게 진짜 멋있어. 뒤에서 봤을 때도 앞에서 카메라 봤을 때랑 충분히 멋있고 내가 럭키한 순간들은 진짜 내가 뒤에 너랑 가까이 있을 때 그러니까 그 무대에서 내가 직접 네 춤추는 스타일을 볼 수 있으니까.
과찬인데.
나 댄스 하차잖아. 서로 그 나누는 그 피드백이 예전에 비해 한 마디면은 그냥 금방 알아채는 약간 그런 게 있는 것 같아서.
둘이서 되게 피드백
응.
많이 주고 받더라고요. 참 둘이 무대를 잘해요. 시선을 끈다고 해야 되나?
그치.
둘이서? 근데 시선 끄는 건 똑같은데
응.
둘의 약간 뭐라 해야 될까?
매력이 다르죠.
그 매력 포인트가 다르다 해야 되나? 무대에서의 매력 포인트가?
릭스는 좀 깔끔한 편이고 현진이는 좀 뭔가
거칠고 파격적인.
맞아요.
현진이가 불이면 릭스 약간 물.
why do I feel like Sungmin was trying to be delicate there? Like he was saying, you know, Felix is nice and Hyunjin is like he was trying to find the nice words to explain what he's talking about. I feel like he was gonna say just like wild and like, which I think is true. Like I think generally the way Hyunjin performs is very much, it's like it's wild. It's got a wildness to it, right? Not in a bad way, in a very good way. Because I love Hyunjin. I think, based on what I've seen, probably is my favorite. I don't know. It's hard to say. I was gonna say he's my favorite dancer, but then Lino's had some good moments as well. But I haven't seen enough like specific like like crazy dance routines from Lino to comment on it, but he's like, I don't know. But I think Hyunjin, yeah, probably my favorite dancer out of them. Yeah, especially in the Red Lights music clip. I feel like his dancing was crazy in that. Anyway.
야, 난 너랑 숙제 레코드를 하고 싶어.
진짜 레코드. 난 웃긴 게 클레어를 하면 살짝 약간 그러니까 무섭거든.
야, 왜 무서워? 야, 내가 너였으면
약간 클레어 이제 만약에 내가 하면 나만 나오니까.
혼자 하는 게 좀 부담스럽네.
So yeah, what I've noticed is this. Felix is very introverted. Like, because the, you know, he even mentions it before when I'm on the stage alone or when I'm doing this alone and doing this alone. He seems to get his confidence from having other people around, which is a common introvert thing. But if it's just him, he seems to be introverted, reserved. Because I'm like that as well. If I have more people around me that I know and trust, then I'm very extroverted. But then generally, if it's one-on-one or if I'm in a new place by myself, then I can get very introverted. I think Felix is like that as well, which is interesting.
내가 준비한 만큼 이렇게 잘 나올까 그런 생각도 들고. 그래서 나는 오히려 만약에 같이 누구랑 하면 그게 더 편해. 훨씬. 그래서 뭐 3명 아니면 2명 뭐 그렇게 해서
나랑 숙제 레코드도 하자. 숙제
레코드?
플레이어도
하고 싶어.
나는 상관없어.
Okay, what's SKZ player and
나
record?
한참 힘들었을 때 내가 너랑 영어로
I'm gonna have to YouTube that later.
이렇게 안 하고 Felix, I'm sorry.
와 진짜.
와 오늘 난 기억 안 나.
나는 조금씩 기억난다. 한 번 더 해줬으면 좋겠다.
영어로?
내가 딱 심플하게.
오케이.
영어.
I think
I think. Please, it's not Felix mocking him. I think.
아니 나 한국말로도 못하겠는데?
이거 뭘로 해?
뭔가
Sign
한국-
language?
뭔가 야 너 먼저 해봐.
나? 되게 갑작스러워.
나 항상 리스닝은 만점이었거든. 한번 해봐.
Listening. Okay. I believe.
예.
I believe. Yes, sir?
야.
Even from the start. Even though we've had a lot of hard times.
예.
Obviously, not everyone can match to.
See what I mean? Like, my man's whole vibe changes when he speaks English. Like, it's not a thing he does on purpose, because I also speak a second language. So when I speak Turkish, for example, I'm a completely different person to when I'm speaking English. And that's the same case with Felix. Like, in Korean, like I said, he seems to be more soft-spoken. As soon as he gets into English, he becomes a dude from the western suburbs. Like, it's just, the switch is crazy. Like, okay, anyway.
Yep.
But as much as we're different, though, we try to understand and care for each other. That itself is so valuable and precious.
Yep.
No one else can have those.
I feel like I know it's very emotional, but like I'm just imagining from Hyunjin's like perspective, he's just like his brain is working a million miles a minute to understand all the words that are happening and like kind of connecting them to the Korean equivalent and like just trying to fully grasp what he's saying. I just feel like it's funny. Like I feel like if this was like an inside out situation, Hyunjin's brain would be like just on flames, just all the emotions just fucking working their best to understand what's happening. Like that's just by the look on his face, that's a vibe I'm getting.
Relationships. That's one of the reasons why I believe that we were meant, not only one team, but also we were meant to be together as friends and family.
So sweet. So sweet, Felix.
Real friend, I think. I think I didn't try like
Enough.
you must be my real friend. But I think you
His English is actually good.
are
Friendship.
friendship.
When did this come out, actually? This video. So this was only a year ago.
It's really thing.
So it's probably even better now.
Thankful.
yeah.
진짜.
뭐랄까 N극과 S극 같은 느낌에다가
N극과 X극. 자석이네요.
아니 그럼 둘 다 붙는구나. N극과 N극이 너무 차붙을 뻔했네.
아니야. 근데 성격은 너무 정반대야.
I love how chaotic Lino is. Like I know he's like people were saying in the comments in my previous video that he's supposed to be a bit more reserved, but he's always so chaotic. Though maybe he's more reserved with like strangers and stuff. But yeah.
근데 약간 용복이랑 현진이가 그 차이가 있는 게 현진이는 뭔가 싸웠어요. 약간 먼저 못 다가와요.
아 그쵸.
아 현진이
근데 용복이는 이렇게 하면은 약간 얘기 좀 할까? 약간 이런 느낌.
맞아.
얘기 좀 해볼까? 약간 이런 느낌이잖아.
I think generally, like I agree with what Changbin's saying here in that I think Felix seems to be much more emotionally mature than the other members. Not that the other members aren't, but I think just based on what I've seen, he seems to be more open with his emotions and understanding of his emotions and, you know, willing to, you know, meet that middle ground. Then someone like Hyunjin, who's outwardly, he's an extrovert and, you know, he can be like, he can talk a lot and, you know, he's good in social situations and stuff. But generally, I've found usually those type of people have a harder time expressing themselves in a high volatile situation where emotions are involved. You know what I mean? I'm like that because generally because I'm like Hyunjin, right? I'm good in social settings. I can be extroverted. I'm an introvert by nature, but I can, like, when I go out and the way I behave, people think I'm extroverted. You know what I mean? But when it comes to emotions and real human emotions, I'm very bad. I'm very emotionally stunted. But yeah. So I could definitely see that in Felix, that he's much more emotionally mature than me, even. Like, and he's like 5-6 years younger than me. Like, I can definitely feel that vibe.
그러니까 풀자 약간 이런 느낌인데 원래는 너나 현진이 같은 경우는 약간 풀려고 하는 것보다 그 시간이 지나면서 기분이 완화가 되고 그 다음부터 이제 다시 친해지는 성격인데 용복이는 풀려고 하는 성격이에요. 그러다 보니까 둘이 그거에서 약간 좀 다른 점이 있으면서 오히려 그것 때문에 지금 이렇게 친해지지 않았나.
서로의 다른 점들을 이제 이해해주고 하다 보니까 이제
I think generally it's easier to get along with someone that's different to you. You know, because I was thinking about it. I was thinking if I met me on the street, another guy, the exact same personality, exact same values, everything exact, we would hate each other. Like, we would hate each other. We would fucking despise each other. I know it because a lot of my friends that are similar to me in personality, all of our friendships started out as us hating each other, right? And then became friendships later on. But I think that's true. It's easier to get along immediately with someone that's different to you than someone that's similar to you. That's why brothers, for example, fight a lot, because obviously they fight because they're brothers and they're growing up together. But then there's also the fact that, like, they are so similar personality-wise and stuff and values-wise that they always clash. You know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely agree with what Was Han saying it? Changbin? One of them was saying it. I can't remember.
I feel like I have another reason to live, but it's too much that I sometimes need to calm down, just naturally be a good friend, because I can always think too serious about you. Because you're here, I'm happy that.
Why does this sound like a marriage proposal, Felix? Please.
너무 깊어졌는데? 너무 진지해졌는데?
야 그래도 영어로 말하니까 편하다. 야 한국어로 절대 말 못할 얘기들이야 이거 진짜로.
너무 좋은데?
아 하나 둘 셋.
I like this. This was good, actually. This was really good. I just realized, like, generally, like, you know, I thought, like, I had this vibe that Felix had more feminine looks, like, look-wise, but actually in here, he seems like his features are more masculine than I expected. You know what I mean? Like, when both of them are together, because Hyunjin, I feel like, I don't want to say he's very feminine, but he's much more, he's softer looking. You know what I mean? Generally, like, his features. And standing next to Hyunjin, you can see, oh no, actually Felix has quite like more masculine, like a more masculine jaw. He's a bit more kind of, his features are a bit harder, I guess, rougher, is that the word? Than I remember them being, if that makes sense. Because usually he's standing to people next to like Changbin and Chan and stuff like that, which they're much more overtly like masculine features. So maybe that's why I thought that. Not that it's important. It's just something interesting that I noticed. Okay, so that was my reaction to Two Kids Room. This was really fun. I'm excited to get into more Two Kids Room stuff. I think there's like something like 30 episodes or something crazy like that. So this will take a while to get through, but it's fun. I can't wait for an episode with my boy Chan in it because he's my favorite. And I want to see more of him kind of in a more serious setting because based on what I've seen him so far, it's just been like compilation stuff. So I want to see him actually in a longer form content. So I'm excited to get to a Chan episode for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for subscribing to my Patreon. And you will definitely be getting more content like this. I'm going to try to give more content once a day, but we're going to see how it plays out. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.